Do you ever look at members of your team and think, do they even want this job? What's going on? Maybe their frustration is palpable, their performance is inexplicably dipping, or they're just completely checked out. Today, we're not just talking about the problem, which is a big problem, but I'm going to give you some practical solutions so that you can turn them around, which will in turn turn your team around. Because don't underestimate the impact of one down and out employee on the rest of the team. Let's be honest, a mismatch between a role and an individual is a recipe for disaster. It's miserable for the person involved and incredibly frustrating for everyone else. It can drag the rest of your team's morale down, which will impact productivity and create a whole lot of unnecessary stress and drama into the team environment. So how do you even begin to tell if somebody is in the wrong job? Over my 18 years in leadership, I've seen this little one play out more times than I can count. And I've learned to spot a few signs and some serious red flags to look out for. Number one, the constant cloud of negativity. Now hold on, don't jump to conclusions quite yet. We all have off days. I've even done a video linked on your screen on how to navigate this temporary dip. But if you have a team member who is consistently showing up as down and out, complaining about tasks, colleagues, or just surrounded by a perpetual feeling of gloom, keep a close eye. This is probably more than just a bad day. This could be a sign of a deeper misalignment. Number two is missing deadlines and lagging performance. This one's pretty straightforward. Are their outputs dropping? Are they consistently struggling to meet measures that they previously smashed through? If you're seeing someone who has previously nailed their workload suddenly drop off and not bounce back, this might not just be about effort, it could be about fit. Number three is low engagement and lack of spark. Do they seem disengaged, unmotivated? Is that once present enthusiasm replaced by a noticeable lack of interest? If they are showing up as not really present, this is a pretty big clue. Number four is basic errors and struggling with core tasks. Perhaps they're making simple mistakes that never would have previously occurred. Or maybe they seem to be struggling with fundamental aspects of their role. This could indicate mental fatigue or perhaps some disinterest that comes from being misaligned. Now, before you even think of reaching for those termination papers, which, let me be clear, would be a huge jump if you haven't gone through a robust process of coaching and support, let's talk about some solutions. There are some incredibly proactive and empathetic ways to approach this that can benefit everyone. The first step is to have that honest conversation. Schedule a focused one-on-one chat or weave it into your existing coaching schedule. You do have a coaching schedule, don't you? If not, check out the video linked on your screen as to why that is quite crucial. Ask open-ended questions. Really listen. How are things going for you right now? What are the biggest challenges in your role? Is there anything going on for you that I need to know about? They might open up about a personal situation, which can immediately clarify it's nothing to do with the job. So be prepared to listen actively and keep an open mind. Once you've fully heard them out, it's time to share your observations. Provide specific examples of what you've noticed, how it's impacted their work, their colleagues, or the team atmosphere. Make sure they understand how this differs from your expectations, because you have set clear expectations, haven't you? Again, another video on your screen if you're not quite sure. And if not, clarify them now and allow them a bit of time to adjust before moving forward. Now, assuming that this one-on-one conversation didn't reveal a dramatic life situation that changes everything, your next move is a skills and strengths inventory. Help them identify their true strengths and skills. This isn't what their job description says they should be good at, but what they genuinely excel at and enjoy. Are there hidden talents or opportunities that could open up new pathways? Sometimes people, us, we, start on one career path, only to discover that it's actually something else that you really love doing, not that. Taking the time to work through their skills and strengths can really highlight any of these mismatches. It's also crucial to cover any upskilling or training needs. This is often the most common and overlooked aspect of someone who is showing up as struggling or not performing in their role. Perhaps they simply lack the current skills in their role, and they've been there so long they're afraid to ask for help or admit that they don't know something. A small investment in their development opportunities could really pay off here. Okay, so you've had the conversation. You've discovered it's not a personal issue. Their strengths do somewhat align, and they're competent, but perhaps they need a fresh challenge. This is where you explore lateral moves, project assignments, or internal promotions that genuinely align better with their skills and their strengths and what they actually want to do. Keep in mind though, a temporary project assignment will buy you a bit of time, but if the fundamental role isn't the right fit, you'll eventually need to guide them towards a more permanent transition. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Nikki, and I've been in leadership for over 18 years, going from leading just 2 people to leading leaders of large teams. And I've seen this scenario a number of times. And while every situation is slightly nuanced, the core process I use has some key commonalities. In my own experience, after going through the initial steps that I just outlined and realizing, okay, this person is just not feeling the job, my next question would often be, okay, so how do you feel if you are still here in 5 to 10 years? What does that look like for you? Talking about the future can be quite a powerful nudge. I'd then follow up with some open-ended coaching questions. What do you want your future to look like? Where do you want to be? Sometimes this process can help them realize that actually being here is fine and I do want to improve. And in that case, you can reinforce the expectations, reset goals, and then hold their feet to the fire to help them achieve it. Not literally, of course, but if they recognize that the role is not the right fit, you can continue coaching them on potential opportunities and perhaps some development that might support them to get to where they want to be. But remember, your role is to guide and coach, not to find them a new job. Your primary responsibility is leading the performance and the engagement of your current team. So you'll need to proactively reinforce those performance expectations with them until they find a new role, because they're probably going to get bored again. Now, if you've had this conversation and it's a wee while later and you've made no headway, nothing is sparking, or their performance and engagement is still consistently low, while they talk about supposedly finding something new, it might be time to change gears. You'll need to move into a more structured performance conversation, addressing the decreased output and its impact on team morale. And that, my friends, is a whole nother tough talk. And I've got another video linked on your screen, Tough Talks Mastered, which can walk you through how to handle exactly those conversations. So make sure you check it out. And thanks very much for watching.